Okay, some technical glitches at our end, so we are just trying to reconnect. I'll wait for Aparna to join as well, and then we'll take the conversation forward. Okay, so just waiting for Aparna to join. We spoke about youth being unclear about their interests and how a CoVersity journey can really help them by bringing in a process towards their exploration, towards their engagement with their interests, and how. Hi. Okay, some technical glitches at our end. Yeah. So we were saying how even if you're unclear about your interest, a CoVersity journey helps you bring in that process, that rigor, that intensity in your engagement with your interest. So it's no longer random and just and how the work to learn, wherein you take up a project and make your learning very holistic and contextual. So we discussed about all those things in context to Aparna's journey at CoVersity. Okay, so Aparna, in some months from now, the CoVersity journey requires some sort of an industry connect, right? So for people who are in this exploration phase as Aparna is, where they're looking at one, two interest, they're just starting out. So they may not. They would look at volunteering opportunities. They would also consider unpaid internships because the objective at this point is to learn more and more and more, get as much industry exposure as possible. But to get any sort of opportunity, one has to prepare for it. So Aparna, tell us, how are you preparing yourself for the industry? Like if you're looking at a volunteering opportunity or an internship, what are the steps or what are you doing additionally to kind of help you get those opportunities?
Sure. So, I'm planning to go to an internship as of now. And for going to an internship, I need skills. So, right now, I'm trying to work on my skills. Every week, I choose a topic of skill which I want to work on for that week, and I start working on it so that I can build my skills. That's something which is needed for my internship. And also, I'm still in two phase of mind whether I want to go for which interest should I go for my internship. I haven't chosen which interest should I explore for internship. So I'm in those process right now, as in I haven't decided and not yet clear about that. But yeah, now I'm developing my skills for that.
Okay, tell us some things about the skills that you picked up, and how did you, come to know that these skills would be required in your domain. So maybe share, how did you go through that process of deciding which skills, and how are you kind of, upgrading your skills in that respect?
Sure. So I'll go with this week since we are doing live this week. So this week, my skill which I wanted to work on was researching skills. So uh, I went to different people who are in the community. I've spoken to them. I've asked them. I have got some ideas from them. So, for example, I'm just taking an example. When I was conversing with an uncle, he gave me an idea that we can use Control F. So, which I had no clue before. So when I started using it, so if I want to find something particular, when I in some website, if when I use it, it's really easy for me to get what I want. So these are the different ways I'm working on it, and I'm also like when I'm doing any work, I'm conscious that whether I'm using that skill or not. So when I'm conscious about that, I start using it more. So when I start using it more, I get to develop the skill more.
Right. It's like a daily application that you are, consciously looking at, so that it's not a one-day affair where, okay, I've picked up the skill, but you're consciously trying to apply it over and over again until it becomes, second nature to you, right?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. All right. So somewhere we are also saying, at CoVersity there are no certificates. We are not going to certify you saying Aparna is, great at these things. Aparna is going to showcase her own, portfolio where she is going to demonstrate what all she has done. So tell us about this whole documentation process, and I know it's very rigorous, but I want you to share it with the viewers about how you guys go about documenting and making your portfolio and all that. Yes.
Okay, so I document myself as every week. So I have chosen the option of blogging. So every week on Thursday evening, we all sit together and we choose few prompts which we'll concentrate in our blogging, and we reflect also, and at the same time we document everything which we do. As in, it's not only through words, we also add photos, videos, clippings of different stuff which we have done and us doing it, so that like in words there is no kind of proof that we have only done it, but when we add all those features into it, and since I am also in that click, it's shown that I have been doing these work and I have only done it. So that's something which I am following right now.
Right, right. And, tell us, what does this whole documentation process and this reflection process with prompts, like, share some examples of what prompts you're using and what does it do to you as an individual? Like when you're reflecting back on your entire week, what is it doing to you at a self level?
Sure. So, as of now, I'm taking a prompt as time management. So when I get the prompt in my mind as time management, when I sit and reflect on my day, I see for this thing, do I need this much time? Can I finish it before the time? So if I would have finished it, I could do more work. It's not that I have to sit with that work. If I plan for half an hour, for half an hour I have to do that. And if I finish before half an hour, I should not go to my gadgets or do something else. I can see what more work which I can do, and which are all of the time which I got wasted. 10-15 minutes also, like I would think how wisely I can use it. What are the more things which I can add to my doing which will help me to enrich me as a person. So that's something which helps me to reflect. The prompts are like really something great which helps me to reflect on my days.
Right, right. And so, to bring in the whole aspect of rigor and deliberate practice, I know that you guys have taken up a daily workout challenge, and as in a daily workout similar to fitness, but applied in your domain, like how it's so essential to be, exercising or have engaging in some routine for your fitness. You're doing the same in your domain. So, and tell us about what you've taken up as a challenge, and how many days have you covered so far, and when you look back, tell us about your experience.
Sure. So my daily challenge or daily workout is that for 99 days I'll do arts. So I'll be doing art for 99 days, and each and every day I'll be adding one new resources to it. Like it can be so dot maker. So it can be any resource. Daily one new thing which I'll be adding to my day, as into the artwork. So
Right,
I have covered 3 weeks until now. So 3 weeks, and I work 6 days in a week, and one day I don't do the work. Yeah.
Mhm. So you already have what, 18 collection of your art, uh, sketches?
Yes.
Yes. So the point being, just by investing some time daily, being very religiously focusing on, as she said, she's going to look at 99 sketches, adding a twist every day with a different material or a resource. She's already covered 18. So just, devoting some amount of time, which is not very heavy on your schedule, but, over time you're seeing a huge amount of work, and that is adding so much rigor to your whole exploration. in the sense that, Aparna, you tell us, like, do you look forward to your, daily challenge? Like, oh, today I have to go back and do something, and thinking, what new resource can I add? So tell us about that.
Yeah. So resources, I sometimes I want to keep some simple resources which I am already comfortable with. But sometimes I feel that no, this is all I have been doing already. It's not something new to me and challenging. So I took up a balloon art a day once, as in one day. So it was like totally new for me. I knew nothing about it, and I didn't know how to bring different shapes and different textures to it, what paints to use. So I had to see research on it, and do it, try it. I actually failed at doing it, as in I try it and it doesn't come out the way I want. I failed it, and then I start doing it again until I get to that perfection which I need. I do it again and again.
Right,
So it's not
right.
doing. I have to also research it first, find out the object which I want to add, research, do, fail, again do, and it's a big process, not only doing.
Right, right, absolutely. Okay, we've spoken a lot about projects, the daily challenge, your whole documentation. Um, do we want to now go to the cohorts?
Yeah.
Tell us, what all are you doing with your cohort? As in, I know there's a lot of work. Some places you guys are doing some projects together, and but there's also a lot of fun, and like a lot of bonding. I think that has happened over the last few weeks, 1.5 months, right now. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yes.
it's actually fun to be with my cohort. As in, we speak to each other, we fight, we play, we do different things together. We take short films, we do quite a lot of stuff together. And like, it's not only about intensively doing, we also chit chat in between. When somebody is slow, we go and speak with that person. When somebody is not updating on themselves, we go and ask questions which help them to plan their next day and make it better. So we're helping them to, as in they are helping me to get better, and to be happy also. As in the entertainment part is also there and the working part is also there.
Right, right. All right. So, somewhere, that was my first question before the whole technical connection issue happened. Like, you've done OL as an open learning for 2 years before joining CoVersity, and you've been part of CoVersity for the last 1.5 months. So, you've experienced it up close. Tell us, what's the big, like, they're almost similar, but what's the big highlight or the difference, and how a CoVersity journey can really help the youth in deciding on their professional journeys.
Okay. So before joining CoVersity, as in when I was an open learner, I was not going deep into one particular thing. I was really exploring quite a lot, quite a vast things which I don't even like remember. If I think now, if I go to my documentation or portfolio, I can remember it. But I haven't really gone deep into anything. It's all a bit. I have been a jack of small stuff. So when I joined CoVersity, I started working in two things. I started working really deep into it, investing all of my time to it, and seeing how can I improve myself in these fields, so that I really get to know more about those in that industry. But when I'm an open learner, I don't really explore one thing. It's vast. So that's one difference which I found. And my cohort buddies are like really something which I really liked about CoVersity. So when I'm deep diving, they are there to push me in my field. So
Right,
that is
right.
some thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and also like not support you, of course, but also hold you responsible. Like, you mentioned earlier, right? They keep checking whether you've been up to. I mean, you're also sharing the progress that you're making, right, with each other. So that's a very different level of connection that you have with your cohort buddies. So okay, lovely. Tell us, so okay, tell us what you're looking forward to in the next 4 months, you have 4 months of this cycle. So what are your plans? What are you looking forward to? And yes.
So one thing which I'm really excited to see is my documentation once I finish this 6 months journey. So that's when I can see all my learnings, all my doings throughout the 6 months. It can be really big or small, but my learnings will be there. I'm really excited to see what I have learned, as well as I haven't really been to an internship or worked in some other place which I have no clue. So I'm really excited for that. As in working in a totally new place, not having much idea about what is that work about. So that's something which I'm really, really excited.
Super, super. And as you have figured out so many things over the last 1.5 months, you will keep figuring it out in the process. So, all right. So, Aparna, your last, I mean, before we end this conversation, what is your message for youth like you who are still exploring, not very clear, so which is very natural, we feel. But what would you like to tell the youth across the world?
Sure. So I would like to tell that it's okay to be confused. When you get into that confused state, that's when you search for the clarity. As in, I have been really confused a lot. I've cried. It's okay to let out our emotions. So when I get confused, I get the clarity as in what I want to do next. So that's something which I want to tell everyone. As in, be confused. It's fine. You may face failures, but when you face the failure, that's where you learn something new.
Right.
So it's okay to be confused and get failures.
Super, super. But one very important question that I forgot to ask you is, while we spoke a lot about, the whole domain aspect of you doing so many things, what about the whole, focus on the self aspect? Like, what all have you guys been doing and how it's helping you? Tell us about that.
Okay, so every week we spend one day together to ourselves. As in, we take up a topic and we all bring different resources, or we prepare and come for that and share our views, what the resources which we bought and different things which we brought about that topic. So if we take public speaking, we all decided the public speaking as a topic, and we all took one topic for each person, and we prepared uh, we prepared for the topic and we spoke in front of all, so that helped us to see where we are in that public speaking. As in, are we really in the great state? Should we more work on it? Do we need to really concentrate that? Because that's something which we all needed to say. If we are speaking with some clients or some person who we are working with, we really need that skill. So we take different topics every week and sit together and work on it.
Lovely, lovely. Okay, thank you, Aparna, for sharing your journey with us. And I'm sure you kind of got, I hope you get the notice of many more youth who could relate to your journey and, who, as you said, it's okay to be confused. And, in that confusion is where you can get your clarity, and also by doing a lot of work. So thank you for joining with us and sharing your experience. Bye.
Bye.